Hello everyone and welcome to your 16th Adobe After Effects tutorial, Masking. In this tutorial, we will learn how to create a mask and we will check out the mask properties. So let's start. First, we will import an image from here. Let's import this one. Left click, drag it to the new composition icon, and then a new composition will be created by the dimensions of this image, that is 1024 by 768. In order to create a mask, select the layer that you create the mask on, select the pen tool, and you can start creating the mask. A mask is basically that you can select any area of an image and then you can either hide it or you can hide the area outside of the mask, and then you can composite many things all at once. For example, if I mask out the face of this koala, to do that, we will first use the pen tool, left click anywhere to start creating a path or a mask, and start creating the points. Now remember, you can left click once to create a point, you can left click again to create another point, but if you want to create a curved path between the 2 points, left click once, and then when you left click, do not release the left mouse button. So left click and hold and drag the mouse, and then these handles will appear. You can give a curved path by dragging and selecting any curved path that you want to give, and these handles are called the roto beziers, and these handles control the curvature of the line between the 2 points. So we can quickly create the mask. We will leave out the absolute details for now. Left click and drag, create the curvature. And as you can see, the face of the koala came out as soon as we completed the mask. As you can see, its face is now out. Now let us check out the mask properties. In this tutorial, we will learn about the various properties involved in masking. So let's continue where we left in the last tutorial. Now, we created this mask around the face of the koala and we cut it off from the rest of the image. Let's select the layer once, and then to bring out the mask properties, we can click on the small triangle here, and then on the triangle next to masks, and then triangle next to masks 1, and then the mask properties will come up. Or we can just select the layer and then press MM on our keyboard, that is pressing M 2 times, and then the mask properties will come up. If we press M only one time, then only mask path will come up. Let's select the image, press MM, and then the mask properties will open up. Now let's see what the properties are over here. Let's start from bottom. Mask expansion is basically if you want to expand the mask beyond the limit that you give or inside of the limit that you give, you can select the mask expansion. You can left click over here and drag and keep a close eye on the koala. This is expanding in the same shape as the path, and then this is expanding out. If we increase it, it will expand out in the same shape that we gave it. For now we don't want any expansion, so let's select this and hit 0 so that the mask does not expand. The next property over here is the opacity of the mask, that is the area inside of our created path. We can change the opacity from 0 to 100. Now comes the mask feather. Mask feather is basically the blurring of the edges. You can see the edges are too sharp over here. We can use the mask feather option to blur the edges. So when we blur the edges, what it basically does is that it helps this mask to blend more properly with the background. So let's feather the mask a little bit. Let's say 40 pixels. And as you can see, because of feather, hard edges are not here anymore. Let's bring down the expansion to 10 pixels. As you can see, the lines are not that hard. Let's bring the feather to 0. And now you can see the lines are very hard and we can see them chisel. So leave the mask feather for now at 10 pixels or maybe 20 pixels. Mask path is basically shape of the mask that we created. As you can see, we can click and drag our mouse and the mask will move. But for now, let's leave it at where it was. Now let's check out what this over here is. This is the transfer mode of the mask. If it is selected to add, that means the elements inside of the mask will get visible. If it is subtract, elements outside of the mask will get visible, and the other come into action when there are more than one masks, and we will learn them later on. For now, we will leave it at add. In this tutorial, we will learn what are 3D layers and what are their properties. So let's start right off. 3D layers are basically the three-dimensional layers that are present in a virtual three-dimensional space inside of the software. We can arrange these three-dimensional layers in a three-dimensional world, and these items exist as if they are in a real world. To demonstrate that, let us create a few solids. Red solid, blue solid, green solid. In order to make a layer 3D, we have to click on the switch on 3D transform icon over here. As you can see, 3D layers allows this layer to be manipulated in 3 dimensions. Left click. As soon as you select the solid, at first it had nothing in the center. Keep a close watch over at the anchor point. Select the 3D layer, and now these 3 things come up. This is the Z axis, this is the Y axis, this is the X axis. Since the 3-dimensional world works in 3 axes, these are the 3 axes. Now if you press R on your keyboard to bring up the rotation, at first if the layer is not 3D, there is only one rotation, and then we can rotate it this way. But now as soon as you turn it 3D, there is X rotation, Y rotation, Z rotation, and orientation, how it is oriented in the 3D space. Let us select the layer. This is the X axis, so let us rotate it in the X axis by 90 degrees. Let us select the blue solid. Let us rotate it in the Y axis, this axis, by 90 degrees. Let us select the red solid and let us rotate this solid in the Y axis, or we can rotate it in the Z axis. Now in order to properly see what happened, we can change how we view it. But to see how it rotated in the Z axis, we can change the value and see how it rotated in the Z axis. For now, let us do the Z rotation to 0, and let us do the Y rotation to 90. Let us select position for the red solid. As you can see, there are 3 positions, X, Y, and Z. Let us move it first in the X position to the left. Let us move the blue solid to the right. Let us move the green solid to bottom. If we select, click on here, and then we select custom view 1. This is the viewport. In the 3D space, you can see these walls and solids are lined up like this. Now I will quickly add a light over here to demonstrate you how this is. As you can see over here, let us delete the red solid. You can see these are indeed working in 3D space. So guys, that's it for this tutorial, and thank you for watching.